since people think money will be the solution, can we dive deeper into that?
Yeah, it's not only that people want more money, they want quite a bit more. Would you believe that 26% of Americans said that they need $150,000 or greater in income just to feel comfortable? And another 63% said that if they wanted to be able to attain financial freedom, financial independence, that they would need at least $150,000 income even to be able to achieve that goal.
So let's bring that back into reality of what that actually equates to with the median U.S. household. If we know that the U.S. median income is around $80,610, to get to $150,000 is actually approximately 2 times. So that's the top 10% of U.S. households. That's actually a pretty high number because that means 90% of the people are just not reaching that mark.
And so we know that it's been shown time and time and time again that more money does not always result in more happiness and financial security, or at least it doesn't happen in the way that we think it will. Because if we look at the reality of high earners, it is kind of a stark reality. We know, and this is according to USA Today, 20% of households with over $150,000 incomes would say that they're actually living paycheck to paycheck. They need next month's pay to hit in order for them to be able to make ends meet.
Well, also, I think it's 29% of those earning over $150,000 can come up with $1,000. 6% have absolutely nothing saved at all. And then, Bo, the closing point is 25% of those earning $175,000 or more say they feel very poor, or that things are tight. This to me shows this is the math of it. You know, everybody has $150,000. This isn't a math problem.
That's right.
This is more of a behavioral, more of a what are you missing that people will make them better with money or a better user of money as a tool.
Yeah, I think what's wild is we already said that the median household income is like $80,000. And here we are at people making double that amount, and yet it's still not leading to more happiness. It's still not leading to financial security. So there must be problems at play, but the problems, and you just said it so perfectly, likely are not mathematical. So we want to walk you through what the problems are that we see with high earners that don't actually achieve the level of financial success or happiness that they desire, and what the solution can be for you, whether you are a high earner or just someone who one day wants to be a high earner, or maybe just someone who wants to make sure they're stewarding their resources well.
So let's get into these problems. Problem number one, a high income doesn't feel how they expected. And I love, we pulled up a quote on this. Morgan Housel says it best. He goes, when most people say they want to be a millionaire, what they might actually mean is I'd like to spend $1 million. And that is literally the opposite of being a millionaire.
Yeah, that most people, they think about it through a consumption mindset. But when it comes to like actually building wealth and allowing your money to empower you to do the things that you want to do, it's more about what you keep and less about what you make. And what ends up happening is as high income earners see their income go up, they don't actually keep as much as they think they will. They find that money starts spending and going and moving away from them. So they don't have the same excess that they thought they were going to have as their income begins to increase.
And we say this, that all wealth is it's an amplifier of who you were before you even had the money. So if you think about it in terms of if you're not a good steward, when you have a lot of dollars or very few dollars as a low income, you're probably not going to be a great steward or a manager or field general of your army of dollar bills just because you make more money.
So if the problem is that the high income won't feel necessarily the way that I think it's going to make me feel, what's the solution? How do I change? How do I improve that? And our view is that if you want to shift that, you need to shift your mind and your mindset around money, because we know, and we say this all the time on the show, money is nothing more than a tool. And it is simply a tool that allows us to be able to focus on the things in life that truly matter to us. It's not a goal in and of itself. It's a mechanism by which we're able to achieve our goals.
Well, and this next point is something that I think social media in this modern world we live in has made worse. Is that we chase the short-term gratification. We're chasing the dopamine hits all the time, wherein the reality is if you want to know where fulfillment is, not just short-term in this moment happiness, It's actually in the longer term goals. It's deferred gratification and understanding the power that every now and then it's better to plan ahead, to have the bigger fulfillment than it is to just feel good in this moment right now.
And the fact that high earners often don't recognize this value of deferred gratification and pushing off satisfaction to the future brings us to problem number 2, that when it comes to the majority of high earners, they lack discipline. And again, if you've listened to our show for any period of time at all, you know that we believe there are 3 key ingredients to wealth building. It's discipline, it's money, and it's time. Well, the one that we have the most control over, the most impact over, the most ability to influence is the discipline, and yet most people miss that.
If you never live on less than you make, you're not going to get out of the starting gates. This is the biggest thing that I tell people. I can almost predict your level of success if you can tell me what you make and then what you save. I can tell you very quickly, is discipline being acknowledged? Is it being respected? And I think unfortunately, and by the way, this doesn't have to be just high income people. This is goes a long way, even if you're in your first year out of college or first year in your first career or trade. Put something to work. Live on less than you make.
And so what's the solution here? Well, our goal for you is we want you to invest 25% of your gross income. And while we recognize you might not be able to do that today or tomorrow, we want that to be the goal that you are working towards. We want that to be what you're aspiring to. So whether you make $100, $1,000, $1 million, or $10 million, we want you aiming at saving 25% of that gross, because a big shovel, a high income, doesn't do you very much good if you don't actually turn that high income, turn that shovel into true wealth.
By the way, we just didn't make this number up. A lot of people, it's not arbitrary. We're like, hey, 25% sounds good because that's different than the 15% that we heard some other gurus say. No, we actually put some math to this because we want to be the intersection point of good behaviors plus the analytics and the math. And that's why if you go to our website, moneyguy.com/resources, how much did you save? You'll quickly realize that we understand the intersection point. Most people don't even start saving and investing until they're in their 30s.
That's right.
And you look at our chart and you'll see very quickly, that's why we say 25%. Now, two points that I need everybody to understand. If you're just starting out and you just don't have a lot of money, we do have an escape hatch here, is that if you make under $100,000 as a single individual, $200,000 as a household, count the employer match, count that profit sharing, count that type of money. But for high income people, we don't want you to count any of it, because it's getting back to you're away from the social safety net. More and more of the responsibility falls on your shoulders.